Paolo Volponi was an Italian writer, poet and politician. He studied law at Urbino University, where he graduated in 1947. His career as a writer was profoundly influenced by his meeting with the enlightened social thinker and industrialist, Adriano Olivetti, in 1950, for whom he worked as an assistant and then as director of social services at the Olivetti factory at Ivrea. He moved to Turin in 1972 to join Fiat and was appointed president of the Fondazione Agnelli in 1975, but was obliged to resign because of his open support for the Italian Communist Party. He was elected to the Italian Senate in 1983. Works. His first volume of poems, Il Romaro, was published in 1948. He won the Viareggio Prize in 1960 for La Porta dell'Apennino and the Mondello Prize in 1986 for Contesto Affronta. His novels explore the ills of Italian society in the years of industrial expansion after the Second World War, while powerfully constructing a visionary fictional world. His first novel, Memorial, describes the atmosphere of growing violence in a factory environment and in society as seen through the eyes of a working man, leading to his alienation and a gradual descent into madness. La Macchina Mondiale won the Strega Prize in 1965. Its tragic main character, a peasant philosopher living in the marsh region, has been described as surely one of the most bewilderingly pathetic figures in contemporary Italian fiction. In Corporal, an ex-communist intellectual becomes obsessed by the threat of nuclear war and builds himself a shelter in the hope of emerging, once it is all over, closer to the animal world. Il Sipario di Carl, with which he won the Viareggio Prize in 1975 for the second time, marked a return to a more traditional form with a story told against the background of a bomb attack in Piazza Fontana, Milan in 1969. Il Piagnetta Irritabile is an allegorical story set in 2293 where four characters, a baboon, an elephant, a goose and a dwarf, escape a final explosion and wander off looking for a safe kingdom, encountering traps and terrifying obstacles, in a perpetual guerrilla activity whose scenes take place under diluvian rains that threaten to engulf the whole planet. There is no real end in sight, and this is the most disturbing aspect of the whole novel. Everything is pointless. Volponi is the Samuel Beckett of science fiction in this work. Il Lanciatore di Giavelato contains a portrait of a troubled adolescent boy, Dammi, which is the most memorable of all such portraits since J.D. Salinger's The Catcher in the Rye, written 30 years before. La Moche del Capital charts the rise and fall of an industrialist poet. With L'Strada per Roma, Volponi became the only Italian writer ever to win the Strega Prize twice. Bibliography. Il Romaro, L'Antica Moneta, La Porta dell'Apennino, Memorial, trans. Bellenseveriad, My Troubles Began, The Memorandum, La Nuova Pesa, La Macchina Mondiale, trans. Bellenseveriad, The Worldwide Machine. Una luz celeste, I sovrani e la ricchezza, Axingasi all'impresa, la barca Olimpia, Olimpia e la pietra, la mura di Urbino, la vita, corporal, foglia mortal, il sipario di Carl, trans. Peter Pedroni, Last Act in Urbino. Il Piagnetta Irritabile. Poesie e Poemetti 1946–1966, Il Lanciatore di Giavelato, Contesto Affronta, La Moche del Capital, Case dell'Alta Valle del Metro, Nel Silenzio Campale, e per un'impedente vantaria, Le Strade per Roma, Scritti dal Margine. Catalogo Generale dell'Opere di Dolores Parod, dipinti e disegni dal 1948 al 1994 ISBN 88-374-1379-3. Il Leone e la Volpe. Poesie, romanzi e prosae. 2, 3. Volponi's poems in translation appear in From Pure Silence to Impure Dialogue, a survey of post-war Italian poetry 1945 to 1965, edited and translated by Vittoria Bradshaw.